commentary today. Lära Fisher joined us 6 months ago, almost exactly. From Iowa, but by way of California, extensive experience in this not-for-profit field, and we are so happy as board members to have Lära as our new CEO. So let me turn it over to Lära Fisher.
I'm so excited to be here at my first Dean's Circle. My staff has been teasing me. I keep using the term Dean's List, and I think that's probably because it's one of those lists I've been striving to be on my whole life. So bear with me if I use the wrong term. Thank you all for joining us today. It's wonderful to have people back in our plaza, back on our campus. We miss having a full campus of students and a full campus of volunteers and people coming to visit us. So welcome. We're glad that the sun hasn't come out, so it's not overly hot, but it's also not raining. So knock on wood, we're going to get through this afternoon. I have several special guests with us today, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time sharing statistics. But I do want to share that during an unprecedented year, during a year where many students were only offered virtual learning, our Grace Place team came together and offered in-person learning for many, many students, and we kept them safe, and we kept our team safe, and we were able to bring them back here onto campus. While the numbers that we could have on campus were really dropped to about 50%, so we are following the CDC guidelines to make sure that our students and our staff are safe, we were able to expand onto all 5 of the elementary campuses and still maintain our presence both at the middle school and the high school, and of course our Great Beginnings families and those adult students and our little bitty students are here on campus. Through that in-person learning, we have had some really pretty remarkable successes with our students. So we've kind of put together our mid-year data, and in comparison to goals, I want to share that our elementary students, within their math programs, 83% of them have improved grades, which is fantastic. For our middle schoolers in math, that number is 75%. In algebra, a subject that I really did not enjoy much when I was that age, our middle schoolers are at 90%. 90%, that's fantastic, right? And with our high schoolers, they're at 91%. For our youngest learners, their math is at 91% as well. And in recognizing words, so really, knowing what their letters are and that type of stuff, they're at 92%. And our parents indicated that reading time has gone up in those households 50%. Cute story, I think about myself as a child, and if you had the assignment to design your own house, I probably would have wanted a swimming pool and a trampoline and, all those fun things. I was going through one of our elementary classrooms, and they had kids that were designing their homes. What would your home look like? And one student had 3 different areas that the kids in the household could do homework. Think about that. How awesome is that? Is that now they're designing their homes with places to do homework. So there's been good that has come out of our COVID situation, more students being at home as well. These results, the successes that our students have, has really driven us that we want to make sure that when we go back into the fall, that we have 100% capacity back on this campus. We want 100% of our programs full with students, and we want 100% of our teachers back, and we want 100% of our volunteers back on campus. So if you have been one of our volunteers, Miss Chrissy, who's up above videotaping, will be reaching out to you to get you back here on campus. And if you haven't been a volunteer but are looking to get out into the community, please let us know, because we're going to need everybody. We are also committed to continuing to offer our food through our food pantry. So our numbers rose. We are committed weekly to more than 350 households, providing 25,000 pounds of food a week. And with that, it's not just about nourishing people, but it's providing them a dignified atmosphere and a dignified experience when they come here to seek that assistance. So really proud of that as well. Recently, I had the phenomenal opportunity to be part of the selection committee of our Jubilee Scholarships. So the Jubilee Scholars have been with us. This is a program that was given to us through an anonymous donor in 2013, and it provides 2 full tuition scholarships to students to go to FGCU. In addition to their tuition, their room and board is paid for, their books, they have a meal plan, and they are asked not to work. So really unbelievable that for these students, they can focus on studies, right? They can focus on enjoying that college experience. They don't have to worry about what they're going to do to pay back loans. They don't have to worry about getting a job to make sure that they can pay their bills. The stories were so compelling this year that we had another donor step forward, and we're going to be able to offer 2 lead scholarships in addition. Really spectacular. I can't imagine what an opportunity this is for students. And I have our Jubilee Scholars with us today. Would you 2 please come up? Eduardo is one of our scholars, and he's going to say a few words.
Good afternoon. My name is Eduardo Cruz. When I was in elementary school, I wasn't interested in class. I cared more about playing video games and hanging with my friends than I did about learning. And to get by, I cheated. I could tell my mom was disappointed at me for not trying harder. She and my dad have struggled to come to the United States, and they continue to struggle to provide for me and my 2 siblings. They do this so that we can have a better life, a chance to make our dreams come true. But not trying, not taking advantage of the education I was being provided, that was not okay with her. My mom took away my video games and asked my aunt to start tutoring me after school. I really wanted those video games back. So I started to try harder and learn from my aunt. The lessons started to get easier, and every day I understood more and more. It felt good to do well. When my aunt didn't have time to tutor me anymore, we found great place. From middle school through high school, I had benefited from tutoring, homework help, and more recently, college readiness workshops at Grace Place. The staff have been there at every turn to answer questions, lend an explanation or suggestion on how to do something better. Today, I stand in front of you with a 3.6 GPA on my way to high school graduation next month. Beyond that, I am a 2021 Jubilee Scholarship Award winner. It is hard to express what this honor means for me and my family. I am proud of all the hard work and studying I have done to get to this point. But I also want to recognize all the people who have helped me get here. I want to thank my mother and father for always supporting me and for pushing me when I would have given up. I want to thank all of my teachers and staff at Grace Place. I want to thank each and every one of you in this room. Next fall, I will be a first-generation college student. Without you, this life-changing opportunity would not be possible for me. Thank you.
My name is Bellenstz. I'm excited and so pleased to talk to you guys today in English because it was something that I was not able to do the past 3 years. So to start off, I moved from Haiti to the United States January 19, 2017. My mother and my brother when I was 14 years old. My grandmother was the one that made the decision to bring us here because she knew that we would have more and better opportunities for our future here. She worked very hard planning to bring us here, and I am very proud of her and all the work that she has done for me. She is also my hero. So, as soon as I got to the United States, I was determined to make school a top priority and to learn English. I've worked very hard to where right now I have a 3.6 GPA, which makes me very proud of myself. On the other hand, I met other great people who helped me in throughout my years in high school, which is Grace Place, Collier students, an elite program. So it is an honor to receive the Jubilee Scholarship and to experience all that college has to offer me as I study to become a civil engineer, which is something that I was very passionate about since I was a kid. I building things and other ideas that comes to mind about construction. Thank you very much.
So you can see why I was pretty proud to be a part of the selection committee. The other students that participated, it was a very difficult decision. Eduardo did not share that his mother has been part of our program. And though you didn't see much of it, Bellenstz has a smile that I think could light up the entire planet. Both of these young men, I have no doubt, are going to be part of our future leaders leading this country as they move forward. They are an example of what we want to happen here, right? We want the littlest people in our programs to be able to go to kindergarten and be prepared. We want them to be learning with their moms here or their dads here in our Bright Beginnings program. It is about family literacy, and it is about getting students to this point so that they can go on and achieve what they want, whether that is a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, a technical school, or full-time employment. These guys and their peers in our programs are going to have those types of options. And that's what we want for every child that comes through our program that is from Golden Gate City. So thank you guys and congratulations again. I also get the honor that I get to go to the high school with them and present their scholarships at the high school with them too. So they'll get recognized there as well. Stephanie Lucarelli is with us today. And she understands the importance of education and why our programs are important in making success happen to so many students that come here. She's currently serving on the Collier County Public Schools, has a long history of education, including teaching 7th and 8th grade. But I think the coolest thing about her is that she was once a park ranger in Rocky Mountain National Park, which means she could know Smokey the Bear personally. Stephanie, will you come on up?
Thank you. That's funny. That's usually what I say when you go somewhere and you have to introduce yourself and people say, tell everyone something that no one would know about you. Well, now y'all know. But that seems like a lifetime ago, but yes. My name is Stephanie Lucarelli. I'm currently serving on the Collier County School Board, and education has always been something very important to me. Even from a young child, I used to organize tutoring groups in my neighborhood for the young kids, and really I think it was something that the moms got together and thought, okay, we'll have a couple hours free. Stephanie can take care of all these little kids. But a very awesome classmate of mine, a leadership Collier classmate of mine, Marianne, asked me to come and speak to you today about how education has been impacted during this last year of the pandemic. And I know that, I hope I'm not boring you with some of these statistics, but I think all of you know that it was March 16th of 2020 that Collier County, as well as all of the other 66 counties in the state of Florida, closed their school doors, March 16th. And anyone that's a parent here or a student knows how challenging moving into virtual learning was. And I just have to say, listening to these two boys speak is so inspiring, and their hard work and clearly their dedication to their studies paid off. We knew that at the end of 2020 school year, we were seeing learning losses. And it was truly through amazing partnerships like Grace Place and other community partners that helped us and are still helping us to bridge those learning gaps. So we are forever thankful to be here in Collier County with people like you and organizations like this that are so generous, one, with their time and talents and treasures, but that we have such collaboration among so many groups within Collier County. The 2020-2021 school year started with about 58% of our students learning in person, which was a lot higher than some other counties. Collier County was kind of a leader in the virtual learning aspect, partly because we came back from spring break first, and so the other counties were kind of learning from us. But as we moved into the new school year, we were all on the same level playing field. We had 36% of our students who were learning virtually at home, but with a teacher teaching them, and about 6% that were full virtual. As the year progressed, we continued to gain more and more students, and that added a new set of challenges for our teachers because now they're teaching blended classrooms, right? We have kids that are learning in person, we have kids that are learning at home, and our teachers and our leadership were struggling to make both effective. By the time we got to January, we had 90% of our students in person learning, which has been huge, and that's been, we've had good results. We continue to progress monitor all of our students in the various learning models and still trying to apply the best practices and lessons learned so that we can benefit the students' engagement and their achievement. Obviously, the major challenge is addressing and recovering from those learning losses. But there were so many other challenges that I don't think people always thought about, like making food accessible to all of our students who normally, who were virtual, who normally got their meals in our schools. And Collier County was ahead of the curve on some of this because we provided mobile units to go out into communities to make sure that our students could learn at home because their bellies weren't hungry. Access to computers. That was something that every single school district in the whole country was trying to buy computers. So if you didn't have them and you needed to order them, you were competing with every other school district in the country. We ended up collecting every single laptop throughout the county, re-imaging it, cleaning them, doing everything, and then pushing out in the 2020 school year, we pushed out about 18,000 devices. And then in the new school year, we were able to make sure that we had one-to-one, a laptop for every student or some type of a device. Obviously, access to cleaning supplies was also another issue. Everybody was fighting for those, but through it, there have been many silver linings, and this is where I really want to focus the attention. One of the things, the technology that I talked about, part of our 5-year plan was to have devices for all students. We made that happen in 5 weeks. It was a 5-year goal. In 5 weeks, we made sure to have technology for every student. And that was huge thanks to our technology department that was literally working around the clock over the summer for several days. Professional development to all teachers needed to be trained on this Canvas learning model, which is what most colleges use. That's their online learning model. And we had already implemented in Collier. We were fortunate enough that some of our teachers had it, but we needed to get every single teacher trained on that. And that was supposed to happen over several years, and again, that happened over several months. So that was another positive. Our leaders emerged throughout every school and building in the district because it was teachers, it was students, it was administrators who used their creativity to reimagine new ways of work. And I think, as you can hear from these guys, we have two examples of fabulous students right here. Communication actually drastically improved as parents and students recognized the value of direct communication with teachers and schools. Parent involvement also increased, and we know how impactful that can be for a child and their education. Thanks to Grace Place. I mean, they are leaders in making sure that our parents are directly involved with their child's learning. We also have opportunities now available for our children that will never go away. When students are out sick, for instance, they can easily follow along with their classes and the work that's being done, so they don't have so much to catch up on when they come back, and that's thanks to that Canvas learning model, learning management system. And lastly, although this is not a direct result of COVID, because it's something the school district's been working on for several years, but it also will help us address some of these, the learning losses that our students faced. And I think we've all heard about an achievement gap, and that now it's getting bigger. That generally pertains to the idea that students in lower socioeconomic households exhibit lower academic performance. Well, Collier County Public Schools has been ascribing to a new way of thinking called the opportunity gap. The difference is that the achievement gap looks at outcomes, test scores, grades, etc. The opportunity gap looks at inputs. Are the resources, coursework, and the opportunities for each child of high standard? We want to be sure that there are no disparities in the distribution of resources and expectations for all of our students, because we know that children will rise to the expectations that we set for them. I'm excited to say that just recently we hired an expert in the field of diversity, equity, and inclusion to help us with addressing the opportunity gap and ensure that we are well equipped to meet the needs of all of our students in all of our classrooms. And this should help further address the learning losses that we've seen. So although the last year has been challenging everyone in ways that I don't think any of us ever imagined, I will always believe that there will be good to come from it. And we're fortunate to see some of these positive things going on at the school district. So as Laura said, I think we're on the same wavelength. From good comes bad. And I'm just happy to be here with all of you, and I cannot thank all of you here enough for the good work you do for all of the students here at Grace Place and throughout Collier County.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm going to invite Jim back up, but I want to echo her and just thank you all for being here and everything that you've done. I know Jim's going to encourage you as well, but our students have done a ton of work putting these boards together and their activities, and they want to share them. So please, if you've got time, I know it's a work day for some people and people will be maybe going back to work or have other things to do, but please visit each of the tables.